Hey guys, I hope y'all are having a great day today. So I am going to do a video for this lesson, but just so you know, this will be the last video that I am posting. From now on, if there is a lesson where you will need some assistance, I'm going to put on Canvas that you need to join our Zoom for the day. And it has times and it has the link, so feel free to do that. I will start next week. I'll record our Zoom and I'll post that. But in order to be more interactive, like if you have any questions, that would be the best way for you to get those answered would be to join that Zoom. For 8th grade, y'all's Zoom is during second period, which is 9:28 to 10:11. So even if you log in the first few minutes, we'll be doing the warm-up first, and then we'll get started on the lesson. Okay, so for this topic today, we are looking at lateral and total surface area. So the first thing you want to do, and I kind of, in class, we had like a blank piece of paper, and we drew a line right down the middle. And on the left, we are solving for lateral. Melanie, you're not crazy. I heard that too. I thought I heard somebody knock. Okay, and on the right side, you will be calculating for the total surface area. Anytime you are solving a formula, finding area, surface area, volume, anything like that, start by writing out the formula. The reason why we like to do that is because when we're solving, you're basically plugging in numbers for each part of that formula. So it's almost like a puzzle. The formula tells you where to put the puzzle pieces, and then by looking at the shape, you are able to plug in the correct numbers in the correct order. So the formula for lateral surface area is surface area equals capital PH. For total surface area, it's capital PH plus 2 capital B. So if you notice, these formulas are similar. They both have a capital PH, which stands for perimeter of the base times height. So when we're looking at lateral, so let's say we're looking at surface area of this cylinder. Lateral is what wraps around the edges, okay? So if I unwrap this piece of paper would represent the lateral surface area. That would be the capital P, which is perimeter of the base, times the height, would give us the area of the outside edge. When we get to total, we're still doing that orange piece of paper. That's the pH, but then we're adding two bases, the top and the bottom, which means the total surface area of the whole object. So on a cylinder, your bases are circular, right? Triangular prism, the base would be a triangle, and on a rectangular prism, your base is a rectangle. The only thing about a rectangular prism is that every face of that object is a rectangle. So we need to just decide what rectangle do we want to call the base. I like to pick, when we have a shape like this on our worksheet, I always like to pick the one that is shaded the darkest. I feel like that the authors of that problem are kind of telling us that that is the base. I could be wrong, but that's always what I do. So I'm going to call this the base right here. If we know that this side is 20, that means that this side is also 20. If this side is 45, then this side is also 45. That will let us find the perimeter of the base. So to fill in that part of the P right here, it would be 20 plus 45 plus 20 plus 45 times the height of the prism is the distance between the bases. So our height here would be 16. Now, if you go in your calculator and type that in, okay, so when we plug this equation or this expression into our calculator, The answer we get is 2080. Now, as we already said, this is the lateral surface area. The total is just the lateral plus the bases. So we don't have to solve that lateral part over here all over again. We already have our answer for that. It's not going to change. It's the exact same rectangular prism. So what I do is I draw an arrow and I just write that number again. 2080 plus 2 times the area of the base, which would be, it's the same numbers we used before, 20 and 45, except now we're finding area. So it's 20 times 45 instead of adding. Ooh, that's not pretty right there. That's okay. Y'all can 20 times 45. When we plug all that into our calculator, what we should get is, hold on, I got my answer over here. Our answer for that is 3880. So what I want you to do is pull up your calculator, try to plug it in, make sure that you're getting those correct answers. You do want to use your parentheses because that just keeps your order of operations working in the correct order. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do one more example. So number 2, remember I'm going to pick the base that is shaded. So I'm going to call that the base. We don't have any numbers around the base, but just like we did earlier, we know that this line here is congruent to this line here. We learned that back in like 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, and it's just back in our brain and it's just dusty. We need to dust that thing off and we need to use that here, okay? 39 here means that this is 39. That also means that this side is 39. If this small length is 10, that means that this small length is 10 and this small length is 10. All right, so we have lateral surface area, total surface area. S equals pH. S equals pH plus 2b. So to fill in perimeter of the base, we add up all the sides around the base. So that would be 39 plus 10 plus 39 plus 10 times the height. The height is always going to be the extra number that we're not using on the base. So times 28. When we do all that, our answer is 2744. I'm going to take that number, plug it in over here for this portion. So it would be 2744 plus 2 times 39 times 10. Let me move my picture here so we can see that. Okay. When you plug all this into your calculator, you should get 3524. One thing you always kind of want to double check for yourself is that the total surface area is a bigger value than the lateral. And if you think about it, that makes sense because your lateral is just around the sides. Your total is everything. So the total should always be bigger. If you have any questions about this lesson, feel free to message me in Canvas. Otherwise, y'all are doing great. You have 3 more problems to do on your own, okay? And then go ahead and submit that. I love you guys. I hope y'all have an awesome weekend, and I will see you later. Bye.